Hey everybody, welcome back to Champion Sons in our NCAA football series here with the Florida State Seminoles coming off a national championship season. We went 14-1, ACC champion, Sugar Bowl, and national champions. And now we are into the offseason. I always like to check out the coaching carousel, and something did intrigue me quite massively. Tennessee is looking for a new head coach. Now, with that being said, do we return to where we had all began, all those seasons ago as an offensive coordinator? Oh, man, it's one of those. If we get off, we are a top candidate, and they do offer us. But you know what? I seriously feel that we've got some more work to do here in Florida State, so I do decline that offer. Right? We've just coming off a national championship. 2-time ACC champions. Looking to three-peat in that area. We have Justin Credible as our he's still returning as our quarterback. So I think we can make a run for the perfect season. We haven't had that one yet. And like I said, I think there's still more to do. I'm not sure what happens after next season. If we get another opportunity, do we go? Do we stay? What have you? We'll have to kind of see how all of that works out for us. But we do decide to stay. And looking at what went down with our jobs. All right. Our coaching staff, I mean. So we decided to stay at Florida State. However, our coaching staff decided to change. They decided to leave. Our offensive coordinator, gone. Defensive coordinator, out of here. So I think our defensive coordinator left. Yeah, I believe. No, I don't think he actually did. I think he did stay. And if you look down in the coaching tree area, it's only the offensive coordinator. So we do have a new one coming in. We'll take a look at that probably here at some point during the season, see how our offense is going to change. However, as the head coach, we pretty much decide that. So everything, it's going to be as similar as it could be. Now, everybody else has left for the draft. A couple of juniors gone. One player did transfer, a freshman quarterback. More power to you, kid. Best of luck. I'm not going to sit there and try to fight to have you stay, So we'll have to see how that goes. Now, Jamie Robinson does get drafted in the second round. Gaynor goes in the third round. I thought he would have been higher up. Travis, fourth round. I guess the team really needed a quarterback. Lovett, our defensive tackle, kind of held down that center spot, comes in, and a fifth round pick, then a couple guys later on. So a pretty decent job from our players in the draft. And looking at William Muhammad, a left tackle transfer from South Carolina. He is a 74 overall. So I think pretty dang good there. I think we did pretty good in that segment getting him to transfer over. Now we're looking at off-season recruiting. And this is what's kind of funny. Okay, and we'll see as we go. We have 10,000 points to use. So, yeah, I'm going to take all the spots first, look at who we're in a battle with. And really, it's just kind of, hey, let's just offer more than what we're behind. I mean, Zach Cooper has UMass in the lead. I mean, really, he's from Winter Springs, Florida. How the hell is UMass in the lead? We just came off a national title shot, and he's going to want to go to freaking UMass? Are you kidding me? Kerry Newton. We barely held a lead over, I think that was Michigan, which, okay, they did give us a pretty big beatdown this season, but still, we rebounded. They didn't. Why do you have all these? Why do you want to go to all these other schools? You can have an opportunity to win a natty. Come to Florida State. Tallahassee may not be the greatest city in the world, but damn it, it's good enough. You know what I mean? Now, we do have the lead on a lot of these guys, right? So keep that in mind. Some of these other ones, Brian Johnson, trailing by one. Like, really? You're from Illinois. What is Arkansas going to offer you that we can't? Is my question. So we start pouring on some points onto these guys, even guys like Paul Miller. 3-star wide receiver out of Florida. We should have no problem getting him, but at this stage, I really don't want to risk anything. You know what I mean? Hell, I'm even adding more points to Will Rankin than what we already had. So that's going to be one of those kind of details that we look at as we really need to try to just finish up this recruiting solid. I want to make sure we get a lot of these remaining 3-star athletes that are on our board. These are guys that I truly feel we can develop a lot. So coming in as a high 60s, low 70s, you're going to grow pretty quick. And within a couple of years, you're talking about being in mid to high 80s, low 90s. So that's going to be an important factor for us kind of going forward as we look at recruiting as a whole, as we add some points to these final guys. And just look at that. Out of all these final dudes, Paul Miller goes to Florida. Zach Cooper goes to Georgia Southern. Really? Kerry Newton, Notre Dame. We just demolished them. Why? Adam Fowler, he commits to our team. Napoleon Higgins, we needed some running backs to come in once Trayshawn Ward and Toafili do leave. Toafili is going to be, I think, a junior this upcoming season, so he probably has got 2 more years for us. But it's really, why would you want to go somewhere else? I just don't get it. But either way, so let's take a look at our development training results. Credible, 92 overall. Going to be his senior year. Trayshawn Ward, it is his senior year as well. He and Toafili's actually a senior. Damn it. Okay, so they're both at 94, and once again, they'll probably see plenty of playing time between them. Toafili's definitely a good returner, so he will be playing in that role as well. We take sort of a hit in the wide receiver. Ja'Kai Douglas, Jimmy Wilson, they're both at 90 overalls. Now, keep that in mind. That means last season they were high 80s. So, once again, if what they were high 80s last season, they'll be even better this upcoming year. Now, offensive line, I think we're a lot more solid on than we have been before, especially with our senior center, Maurice Smith, 94 overall, anchoring this offensive line. Almost everybody is just shy of 90, if not into the 90s. So we've got a lot of versatility there. And then Jared Verse coming back for his senior season. He should be a beast on the line, disrupting the game in all sorts of ways. And then looking at the interior, Ray and Farmer, they're both 84 overall. I think we're set up pretty solidly to have a good defense once again. Now, defensive backs right now sitting at 90 overall, Cooper and Tate being the highest. I prefer to have them a little bit higher, but they've got good speed for them. And then in the safety area, Darby and Wright, both of them, high 70s. They are young, though, so that's going to be kind of expected. But with the pressure we can get from our line, I'm not going to stress too much about those guys being where they are, Now, after looking at those training results, seeing how our team is set up, we've got to look at our schedule. And with the way things went last season, we are going to be taking on – we've got to find a spot to fit in a game against Michigan. I really do. I hate the simple fact that last season Michigan put a whooping on us that early on in the year. Like I said, we bounced back from it, but we owe them. It's a home-and-home series. We owe them some retribution, if you will. I try to get it starting in week 2 just to limit the bye weeks that we have because the season is so long, but Michigan's unavailable there. However, they are available in week 1. Now, Florida is obviously our other non-conference game. So we need – I hate having it play bye week, then play, then, like bye week after. I hate that setup. We're going to have to see what we can do about that. So, well, we're going to see what the schedule has to offer. Maryland, I don't think Maryland's anything special, great, just because they're Big Ten. Whoop-de-freaking-do, I need to see where we can fit in some good teams. I don't want to take on Alabama right now because odds are we'll probably, if we can make the playoffs, we'll probably play them in the playoffs, regardless of how this game happens. Regardless of whatever happens in the game we play in the regular season. So really just want to try to find a decent team to come in, not anything that's liable to blow us apart or something like that. I did think about Penn State, though. Not going to lie. Thought about those guys. But look at the schedule that we have. 6 Michigan, 14 Wake Forest. Then it got 13 NC State. We got Clemson, number 23 Louisville, number 12 Miami. We've got a lot of dang good teams on our calendar. And so it's one of those, got to be careful with who we add. I hate how the SEC normally does it to where they put a little powder puff team right in the middle of their schedule. We are going to have to look at trying to find a way to put a decent team that's not a powder puff team right there. So we do put Michigan back at number 1. No, I'm not playing Alabama in week number 2. Not going to do that. This double bye week thing between 6 and 7 is really bugging me. It really is. And I know there's no way in any realistic system that Alabama would ever schedule a team like Florida State in the middle of a season. Not sure Kansas State or LSU would either, but there are possibilities, right? So you can pretty much cross SEC teams off the list. You pretty much can, because they would never schedule us in the middle of the season. Now, Louisiana Monroe, they got potential. They can come in upset-minded. I think we've seen them pull off some amazing years. They're liable to be a team to schedule someone like us in the middle of the season as well. So they did have potential, but it's just, if I was going to play Louisiana Monroe or Louisiana Lafayette and the Raging Cajuns, I'm probably going to pick the Raging Cajuns. Okay? I've seen what they can do. They've been really good teams before. Hell, their coach got a job at dang old Florida. They did so well. So you got to give those kids credit there. And, figure they are a team worth looking at putting on the schedule. And I can put them on, and I don't see them hurting our schedule too much. I mean, we do go from an A+ to an A, but it is what it is. And I think the way the schedule works out, Michigan take a rest, and then we go 1, 2, 3, 4 games, and then take another rest. And we finish off with a good 6-game schedule, 6 final games, finishing off against number 20 Florida on the road. So got a lot of pretty good games going there. The away stretch starting with NC State is going to be kind of rough. 4 games on the road in a row. That's going to be tough. It's going to be a gauntlet this season schedule-wise, but I think we can definitely pull it out. Now we need to look at recruiting. How are we going to get our board set up? First of all, 4-star and 3-star in reality are really going to be the ones we're going to look at. I'm still not going to just throw myself at any old recruit, whether you're a 4-star or a 5-star. I still want to look at your interest in us. That's still going to be a driving factor on whether or not we add you to our board. And one thing that I did like seeing here at the wide receiver spot, a couple of guys, 5-star, 4-star, had us pretty high rated on their board. So I did keep those guys. And, yeah, I'm going to add in some 3-stars. 3-star dudes can develop a lot better than a 2-star athlete for the most part, outside of finding one of those rare gems. You know what I mean? Now, what do we need? Got to think about that. We got some offensive line guys that are getting older, right? So we definitely need to look at our offensive line and then our defensive line as well. Jared Verse coming off the edge is going to be gone after this season. Jackson is going to be a new guy. Hopefully he can step up coming off the left end there. Our defensive tackle spots, we're going to have to really shape those up. So try to bring in some additional talent there in the defensive backfield. Y'all saw what we had available, and I think, those guys should be pretty good, but it's one of those things that we really need to also look at bringing some other younger talent on to kind of step in and fill in some of those gaps. So that's kind of what we're doing whenever we look at the recruiting, not just interest-wise and highly rated athletes, but where do they fit in, and where can we slide them into our team to make it a smooth transition and where we don't really lose all that much even when guys graduate or go to the NFL, because that's going to happen, right? I think we all know that's going to happen. So just got to keep a watch on that. Now, one thing that we do need is a kicker and a punter. Fitzgerald, Mastromano, both of those guys are gone after this season. We've got to find somebody. And right now, not one kicker, not one punter wants to come to our school. So we got a couple spots left. We're going to go ahead and add in a kicker and a punter. We're going to have to try to go for Hail Marys with these guys and just see what kind of happens from there. So that is going to be what it is as we try to get those guys filled in. Now, looking at some of the athlete positions, you got to kind of love seeing what the athletes are. I always like to try to grab at least one or two during a season. It really does help us out, and I think it adds a lot to our team, especially since they can be placed anywhere. And so that's going to be it with the recruiting. This is a shorter episode. In the next one, we will take on Michigan to get the regular season started. That game will get its own episode as much as it does deserve it. We are the number 3 team in the nation coming off a national title win, so I hope y'all are excited for that. If you have not hit the subscribe button already, I would definitely suggest you hit that button and hit that little bell icon so you're notified of all the content that we upload here at Champ and Sons, from the Florida State season to Madden to hockey. We got race. We got everything going on here. So hit that notification icon and join us for the next episode as we get the season kicked off against the Wolverines and the Maize and Blue from Michigan, this time at home. Hopefully the story is going to be different than it was last year. So on that note, everybody, thank y'all for joining us. Thank you so much for the support y'all have shown over this series, for the channel and everything. 300 subscribers. Never thought we'd get here, and that's all because of y'all. So thank y'all so very much for that. And on that note, I will see y'all in the next episode, everybody. So as always, stay safe and well. Y'all know how it goes by now, right? Later, y'all.